Let the games begin.
In 3, 2...
Welcome to the Portal 2 cast, the only show designed to make you a better builder. Today is Tuesday Tips, where I offer simple tips and tricks for use in the Puzzle Maker. Today I'm going to show you how to construct a simple OR gate. An OR gate is a type of logic gate that allows you to use either one of two buttons to activate something rather than both being required in use at the same time. The easiest way to create an OR gate without the use of a mod is using a laser relay. So you set up a laser relay, which just for demonstration purposes, I am going to connect to the exit. And you set up two lasers pointing at the laser relay. So what you'll see here is that if either of these lasers is active, they will activate the exit. Then you can connect whatever other element you want to the lasers themselves. Now you have a puzzle where if a player presses the timer button on the pedestal or activates the push button, either way, the exit will open. So just to demonstrate, if I hit the timer, the exit opens, or if I stand on the button, the exit opens. Both because either one activates the laser relay. You can use this for puzzles where you want the player to be able to have access to something on both sides of a barrier, and for whatever reason the barrier is part of the puzzle, but getting back and forth across the barrier isn't part of the puzzle. You want it to be easy to do, but temporary. For example, they have to leave a cube behind on a button, but they could do it in either place. In this example, if you had a weighted button on both sides, the player would have to leave a cube on one side or the other to activate whatever the target element is. Now you notice this sort of thing can get very messy and clutter up your puzzles, so there is actually a way to hide it, and it's pretty easy. You're going to create a room off to the side of your puzzle. Just expand a wall and then fill in the exterior wall of your puzzle and move all your lasers and relays into that area. The downside, of course, is that you get weird signage, but that's easy to fix since the latest update because you can simply remove visibility. Now, good puzzle design dictates that you're going to want to make it obvious what the buttons do, so make sure the player is somewhere where they can see what happens when you activate either button. So here we have the same puzzle, except that our lasers and relays are hidden to give it a much cleaner feel. And we still have our OR gate where standing on the button or pressing this pedestal timer, either one or the other will activate the target element. Now, if you don't like the lack of signage that you get in that sort of thing, there is another way around this, but it involves installing a mod. You should use Bmod, Ben's Extended Editor, and it includes tiles for logic gates, and I'm going to briefly show you how that works. I won't show you how to install the mod, but maybe I'll get to that in another episode. In this instance of Portal 2, I actually have two mods installed, Karl Kenner Style Mod and Ben's Extended Editor, so my tile set will actually look a bit different than either one individually. This is how Karl Kenner has set up his mod to interpret Ben's mod, so it's actually very useful because it gives you all the tools from both in one convenient package. So to create an OR gate, click on this skull with sort of gears and lines running through it, and those are logic gates in general. And you will have three options. You don't have to remember what the buttons are because if you just hover over each one, it will tell you what the logic gate will do, and a little icon even sort of describing what it means. So for a NOT gate, click sphere. For an OR gate, cube. And for an AND gate, use the weighted. We're going to use an OR gate, and just as you would before, you're going to create your two inputs, whatever you want those to be, and connect them to the OR gate. And then you can connect the gate itself to whatever you want your output to be. For demonstration purposes, I will use the exit. Now you'll notice that the signage in Ben's Extended Editor actually attaches to the logic gate. So you can put the logic gate right on the exit, or above it, or next to it, or wherever you think it will indicate to the player that, hey, these two things activate that thing. Now the map is actually going to render in a Karl Kenner style, but you will see the effect of the buttons is the same. So you see, just as before, we have our two buttons, weighted and pedestal, and they each have indicator lines to the exit with indicator lights at the exit, which is where we placed our logic gate in the Puzzle Maker. And if you stand on one, our output is activated, and if you activate the other, the output is activated. So now you have a situation where you can create puzzles where either one thing or the other activates your target element. use your imagination coming up with different applications for this, or the AND gate and the NOT gate if you prefer to use those. And I may do a segment in the future that will tell you how to do a manual NOT gate and some other ones like a XOR gate. Thanks for watching, and thanks as always for mapping.